everything. So let's get this going. So my boy come online. We're gonna hook this up. We got a lot of good NBA talk. We'll probably get into the what's going on, big dog.
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing, man? How's everything going up
Hey,
there
man.
in cold land?
Hey, actually, it ain't that bad up there, man. You know, it's about in the 60s, man. Uh, we getting it in up here, man. It's a little bit better, man. It's just raining a lot, man. Of course, we ain't got tall weather, but
No,
you
bro.
know
Today we're in the 40s.
what? We got better weather than you.
Bro, I don't sleep, man. It's cold out here.
Hey, man, listen, that's about the first time we'd have never beat y'all in weather, man. So,
Hey, it's South Texas weather, man. It was 80 degrees yesterday, bro.
80 degrees is 40 today.
Yeah,
Woo. Hey,
South Texas, man. It's crazy. Can't never predict the weather. You always gotta
no,
have your back in your car just in case.
no doubt, man. What we got for the people today, man?
Hey, man, you said we gonna talk a little NBA, man. The All Star game's over, man. Hey, first of all, before we get back to see, what's the dunk contest, bro?
Man, the dunk contest was the worst dunk contest I could have got some kids in junior high that had a better dunk contest than that.
You know what? You know what I think these guys are doing? They're trying to be too creative.
I think it's more before the dunk they want to see walk and all that, man. Listen,
Yeah,
man. Just get up there, man, do something. I done seen local dunk contests that was way better than that, man. Like
yeah.
for real.
I mean, my man, Greg Anthony's son, he puts the Timbs on. He's out there trying to dunk. Then the other dude with the cell phone around the neck, it was a
Yeah.
mess, man.
It was too much, man. It definitely lost. I lost interest. Hey, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just walked out. You see that, man? He just hey Shaq
It's past my nap time. I need to be out.
Shaq was frowning, man. It was just not a good look for the NBA, man.
Yeah, I don't know what they should do, but they need to do something right there, man, because people are already talking about getting rid of it. I don't think they're going to do that, but.
Now I think they just got to get big name players in there. If you get a Ja Morant to go against a Zach LaVine, you had that energy right back in one season, man. But these big name players ain't trying to do it like back in the day when we watched it, man. We had Jordan, Dominique, Sean Kemp, Clyde Drexler. We had big dogs in there. Now, even Kobe back in the day, he had got in it. You know what I'm saying? It was guys like that, and now it's guys that you have no idea. One of the last people off the bench is the ones that's getting in this dunk contest.
It seems like as soon as LeBron started just not superstars wanting to be in the dunk contest because he said no, and all the superstars since then, I don't want to do it.
And that's crazy, man. Vince Carter, man, when Zach LaVine brought that energy and Aaron Gordon brought that energy back, man, we just need energy. Basically, man, all dunks are, because we done seen every dunk known to man.
Yeah,
All we need is energy as fans, man. But I think if everybody keeps saying the fans are the most important thing, then why the best players ain't coming out in the dunk contest? Not even just the dunk contest. The best players ain't even in the three-point contest no more, man. I,
we,
I
when they pick players for the 3-point contest, they go by highest percentage they had that season? You think they should go by that, or they should go by something else?
Yeah, I think that I honestly think that the dunk contest as well as the 3-point contest need to be earned.
Yeah,
Everybody wants something given to them in this league, man. Like you should have the highest 3-point percentage or the most threes hit. But now they just like, okay, we're just gonna put anybody in here that like Karl Anthony Towns won 3-point contest, man. You know how far that's gonna set the NBA back. Now every big man gonna think they can shoot a three.
bro. I don't think he jumps on his 3 points. I think flat foot like Bill Lambert used to do.
Right.
I
And
jumps on them.
I ain't taking nothing away from the young fellow, but hey, man, you 7 foot, get in that paint and get dirty, man. I need you to get in there, give me 25 and 15. I need about 3 or 4 dunks, because when you dunk on somebody, you take the air out of the other team, man. A 3-pointer, yeah, that's cool, but when you dunk on somebody, man, you kind of steal they heart a little bit, man, and
You know,
that's what these guys not doing, man.
my son is 15. He had this argument all the time. He tells me, Dad, it ain't like that no more. All big men shoot threes. Yeah, but they probably shouldn't be shooting threes. You want to
No,
get percentage up, get closer to that basket, man. That's how you get your percentage up, and you get the other team in foul trouble.
man, when you had Shaq, man, Shaq was trying to tear that rim down, man.
Yeah.
He was trying to tear that rim down. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about the All-Star game itself, and then let's get into what we got going down the stretch. How you feel about that All-Star game?
The All-Star game was great. I like the new format, man. I really do like that because every quarter means something. As far
Yeah,
as they're donating money to different foundations, I like that. In the
yeah,
last there is first team to 24. Am I right? Because they name everything after Kobe now.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. I still don't know the rules completely because they change them every year. And then I like that how the game went up to 163. I
Yeah,
like how that I like how they had an ending point. Like you playing at the park back in the day, you had an ending point. We was going to 12, you went to 12. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? I
yep.
like that. But only thing I don't like with the All-Star game is I think it need to go back to East and West, man. I don't like this picking teams, man. Got your buddy on the team, and I think it need to go back to East and West.
You mean
So
how they got teammates playing against each other and all that?
yeah, hey, look, man, I want people competing for their conference, having conference affiliation, man.
Yeah.
And all this picking your buddy that you cool with, y'all about to go party with afterwards. I'm cool on that, man. I want some conference affiliation,
I,
man. And that
I agree, but I'm okay with them trying to do things different. I mean, if it don't work, they can always switch it back. I mean, it's cool doing something different. I thought when they picked the captain, picked LeBron. Who's the other captain on the other team? LeBron was one captain. Who's the other captain?
LeBron, it was KD, KD and
Yeah.
LeBron.
To me, they should pick their players. They should pick their players as the game get ready to start. It's like you're at the park.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, if they do East and West, we don't have that problem. If we do East
No,
and
you're
West, they
right.
don't
They
have
do.
that problem, man.
Everything can be set the way it needs to be. You'll know who's on what team, even though the voting is a joke, though. Andrew Wiggins had no business being in the All-Star game.
And my thing is, I'm not gonna say he didn't have any business being in there. I don't think he had any business being a starter per se, but I think he's earned it. He's playing on the second best team in the Western Conference. He's averaging close to 20 points a game. He's a great defender, man. I just think that he's not that sexy pick that everybody
But he's
wanted
a
him to be.
role player, though.
Yeah, I mean, he a role player, but giving you 20 points, it's a lot. I mean, Middleton is a role player. He's in there. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's arguing with the fact that he's in there.
But Middleton's a champ, though. Wiggins
Yeah,
ain't won nothing.
not yet. I mean, Wiggins is a little bit younger than him as well. And I think he has a real potential to be a champ this season.
Well, yeah.
Golden State Warriors are looking really good.
Look who's hurt again. Chris Paul's hurt again.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. But let's kind of transition into that real quick, man. How do you feel the second half of the season? Well, I think it's a third of the season left because they really done played 66% of the season already. It's only like 31 games remaining. So give me your favorites in the East first, and then I'll give you my favorite. Who you got in the East?
Man, John Switch, I think it's going to come down to three teams in the East. I got the Heat, the Sixers, and the Bulls. To me, those are the only three teams that won't make it out of the East. I don't think Brooklyn's got time to put it together. I think it's going to come down to those three. What do you think?
Right now, you can't the Bucks. You can't count out the Bucks, man. I think
No,
the Bucks right now are my favorite until somebody dethrone them. I like what the Bulls doing, but I think they got a lot of perimeter game. In the playoffs, you're gonna be able to need to get a bucket in the paint. Vucevic gonna have to come up with something in the paint. Miami, I think when it comes down to star power, I don't think they have enough.
but Miami's
Brook,
very close, though, and that does just make a difference in the playoffs. They got really good coaching, man.
oh, great coaching. I think he's
Yeah,
very, very underrated coach,
yeah,
two-time champion. But the thing about them is in the playoffs, your rotation shrinks. I don't
yeah.
think they have Jimmy Butler to me is a good player. Don't get me wrong, and Bam is a good player. Kyle Lowry, but those guys are second options on other teams. And when you get down to playoffs, you need that number one option that can score, and I think that's what they lack. Now, as
So you
far as
think Jimmy Butler's the lead dog on the team?
I think Jimmy Butler is that guy. He's the guy on the team, but I just don't think he. I think on any other team in the league, he would be a number two. And I'm not taking nothing away from Jimmy Butler. I think he's a great on both ends of the court. But I think Miami, that's what's going to keep them or hold them back. And then when you go against Milwaukee, who is going to stop? Bam is great defensively. He can't stop Giannis though.
Well,
Nobody in the league can stop Giannis.
I think Bradley NBA can stop Giannis.
Right.
I
And
wouldn't waste my time putting my best defender on Giannis throughout the whole game. What he's gonna do is get your guy in foul trouble.
definitely. But
He
it
go
but it
plays like Shaq. He's going to the bucket.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And that's what I'm talking about for a big man. He should be in that paint and he should be dominating the paint. And you
Yeah,
see what happened last year in game 7 or game 6 or game 6 against Phoenix. He dominated the paint, had 50
yeah.
points and 14 rebounds. One of the best closeout games I've ever seen. But I like Milwaukee.
Uh-huh.
1, 2. I still like Brooklyn. I still like Brooklyn with the second.
Brooklyn's 8 seed right now. Looking at the standings, they're the 8 seed. I mean,
Okay,
they're not
you
up. I mean, they're only three games. Looking at it, they're only 3 games behind for the 6 seed, so they can move up pretty easily.
I like, and I'm gonna tell you why I like Brooklyn. It's because KD should be back this week. Ben Simmons will be back in about 2 weeks. Ben Simmons is a pass first player, which is perfect for Kyrie. They're about to lift the mandate in New York so he can play home games to get him a nice little 20-game run at the end of the season.
Uh-huh.
Joe Harris may be back, but they already have Patty Mills. They have
Yeah.
Seth. They got Curry. So you got two jump shooters and you got a pass first player coming in. So when you got a pass first player, you don't have to worry about working them in the offense. Ben Simmons ain't even worried about playing offense. And not to mention he's a prime time defender on the perimeter. And let's not forget about the Drummond pickup. Drummond is going to take a little bit of pressure off of LaMarcus Aldridge. And Blake Griffin is going to give you just a little bit and just enough for them to get over. So I still got Brooklyn too. And then my third team right now, I guess it's the 76ers. And I say the 76ers just on the strength that Joel Embiid is having an MVP season. And I can't say that Harden's going to hurt him. It's just I want to see what Harden does in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Harden. He's a great player, man, but sometimes in the clutch, he just doesn't come through. I mean, it's not saying he's not great, but Joel Embiid can definitely lead that team to a championship in the East. That wouldn't shock me at all if Philly come out of the East.
And we'll definitely see.
I don't know the Nets going to have enough time, man, to build their chemistry, bro, because man, if you think they're putting Ben Simmons into this mix, like you don't have to run any offensive plays for him. I know that. But he hasn't played basketball all year.
It's a lot of players that haven't played basketball all year. I mean, basketball, he's 25 years old, man. Like, he's still working out. He's still playing ball. And like I said, he just has to get his conditioning. A couple games is conditioning. That's just like, okay, we talking about Chris Paul going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. So that's the same scenario. If he sits out 6 to 8 weeks, is he still going to come back and still be the same Chris Paul? So I think that Ben Simmons has to get the benefit of the doubt. It hasn't even been a full season that he's been out. So I think he comes back, and like I said, he doesn't have to worry about his being a jump shooter. He just has to find out a way to implement himself into the offense. He's gonna give you 13 to 15 points. That's all Brooklyn looking for right now.
Yeah, he don't have to he won't have to go out there and get 25, 30. Really not his game. As long as they got a healthy KD and a healthy Kyrie with his mind straight, they'll be scary.
And then you got to think about it. Let's think about what Patty Mills can do now. A lot of pressure and a lot of single coverage. He's gonna get a lot of open shots. If Joe Harris come back, he'll get a lot of open shots. And Curry, who has one of the best 3-point percentages in the league, he's gonna get a lot of open looks. That opens the floor up. Now I'm telling you, I think Brooklyn definitely is one of the teams you got to watch out for in the East.
I agree, man. But about that Miami Heat team, I don't know what it is. I just that coaching just makes a big difference to me. But I don't know if they have enough offense, but they're a tough team. They're not going to be easy to put out. That's why if the Nets want to move on, they definitely want to move up. That way they can avoid some of those top teams in the first couple of rounds.
And that's true. And I do think that Nash is over his head as a head coach, but he got to prove it. He got to prove it this year because he had to prove it.
If they had a bunch of young guys, that he can kind of mold them to play a certain way. These dudes, first year coaching, he got superstars right away.
Right, and that's for another day.
I had to jump right in. Okay, I got to figure out all these egos, how to put all this together, and then the pandemic happened, and honestly, last year the Nets, if KD's foot wasn't in line, they probably would have beat Milwaukee in that second round last year. They were
maybe, but I think if you look at the game, it was a couple questionable coaching calls. That Steve Nash being a young coach, and like you said, that team that was put together is a team that Phil Jackson should have been coaching because he's the only one that could have coached all them personalities. He should have came out of retirement just to coach that team.
Yeah, he definitely walked to the championship with them dudes would have stayed. He knows all about dealing with egos. He dealt with Dennis Rodman, so he knows all about dealing with all that stuff.
So let's go over to the Western Conference, man. Who do you like in the Western Conference, man? Who do it boil down to?
The Grizzlies are scary. I don't know if they have enough experience yet to get to the finals, but they're a scary team. The Warriors are the Warriors. I mean, they got 3-point shooters all over the court. Phoenix, Devin Booker. I would say my top teams in the West would probably be, I'll probably go Warriors, then Grizzlies, then Suns, then the Mavs. Right there. That will be my top 4 teams in the Western Conference.
See, in the Western Conference, I got Golden State as the top team because Klay Thompson seemed to be getting his legs up under him.
Yeah.
Actually, what he's doing well, he's playing defense extremely well right now. He's playing. They're monitoring his minutes right now. So that right there, you can tell he get a little frustrated in games when he done got hot. I like, Steph Curry gonna be Steph Curry. They need Draymond Green back in the lineup, and they need him back immediately. Like they can't wait any longer for him to be back in the lineup.
That they really need him on the defensive side and distributing to take a lot of ball handling away from Steph, so that'll help their team a lot. He's big, and he don't offense, but he'll do a lot of other little things to help your team win, though.
But Andrew Wiggins is definitely doing his thing. He don't get the credit, but he's one of the premier defenders in this league, especially wing defenders, man. He doesn't get enough credit. So I got Golden State at 1. I got Phoenix at 2. I'm a little scared about Chris Paul going out 6 to 8 weeks, even though they got a 6.5 game lead for the top spot. Golden State is on their tail, and like I said, if they can get hot, I like Golden State. I like Golden State to win it. Still got Phoenix at 2. At 3, I got the Utah Jazz. I believe in the Utah Jazz, man. I believe in Rudy Gobert. I believe in Mitchell, man. I just think I wish they would have made a move. I wish they would have got Jeremy Grant at the trade deadline. I think that would have been a tremendous pickup, but nevertheless, they didn't.
I don't think they have enough draft picks or players to get him. He's a really good player, man.
They could have moved. They could have moved on from Conley. Conley been banged up for a while, but yeah. I mean, they kept the team that they have, and I think you got Conley out there. You got Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. You got Mitchell. You got Rudy Gobert. I think that they'll make a push. I don't know how much of a push, but I think they'll make a push because Donovan Mitchell showed that he's an explosive player in the playoffs. I mean,
scorer in this league. Now, they get enough help on the other side of the court because he can definitely score with anybody.
And I'm not discrediting the Memphis Grizzlies. I think they're a young team. It'll be surprising that they get in there, but the Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets are 2 teams that hover around my next tier teams in the Western Conference that'll make some noise. I believe the Memphis Grizzlies definitely can win a round of the playoffs, but we always have to. We don't like it, but let's talk about the Lakers. I think the Lakers, if they sneak in and they got to go against a Memphis Grizzlies team, I think LeBron James' greatness may get them by.
Maybe 3 years ago, I think LeBron, he can't carry a team anymore on a consistent basis, man. Not that he's not great, he's just old. And he put on a consistent day, man, he just can't do it anymore. And it sucks for LeBron to have to. It seems like it's going to be the end of his championship run. I don't think he's going to win any more championships with LA or if he goes anywhere else. But right now, they're 3 games out of the 8 seed.
You know what? I agree with that, but what I don't agree with when it comes to LeBron James is the beauty of the playoffs, they don't play back-to-back nights. They never play back-to-back nights. So he can play 38, 40 minutes a night and then go because he's one of the top people at taking care of his body. Yeah. LeBron James, he takes care of his body. And he still, even though he's at, 36, 37 years of age, he still look like he's in better shape than some of these guys at 22, 23. So, I mean, you never want to count out one of the greatest players of all time, and I'm not.
I'm not counting him out, man. I just know how far I go with you, bro, and I don't think he can do it anymore, man. I really don't. I mean, he's been carrying them this year. The 27 wins they have now, all because of him. And energy, man.
And my thing is LeBron James. I'm not even a LeBron James fan, but I'm a basketball fan, and I know that he's a great player. Yeah. And I don't think any team at the top, including Golden State or Phoenix, want to see the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round. Nobody really wants to see that because any given night LeBron can catch fire. Any given night if AD can get back healthy. And we keep sleeping on Russ, man, but all he needs is a jump start, man. I understand he's having a difficult season, probably his worst statistical season of his career. But, man, he's an animal, and his mindset is still to win, man. I think that we need to, kind of lay off a little bit of Westbrook because if they do get in the playoffs, they got complimentary players like Malik Monk and Reeves. Hey, man, I'm personally, if I'm Golden State or Phoenix or the Grizzlies or Utah, I don't want to see them in the first round.
Well, the Russell Westbrook thing, man, I mean, he's always played this same way. He don't know how to play no other way. This is the way Russell plays. I just think it's a bad mix for him to be with the Lakers. That team don't mix for him. That's the problem. It's not to say he's not a good player. He's never been a good jump shooter. This is nothing new. This is not like all of a sudden he went to LA, he can't shoot. He never could shoot.
You know what's
aggressive, and that's his game.
And you know what's crazy? Westbrook has never really fit in with anybody but the Oklahoma City Thunder. Every team that he's went to, because we got to understand he'd been to 4 teams in 4 years.
Yeah,
Oklahoma City Thunder was his team, and I think he should have never left because he never really fit in Houston. He never really fit in, even the Wizards when they had that late push, but he never really fit in with the Wizards. And he don't fit in with the Lakers. So it's like, Westbrook is always been the sore thumb sticking out, man. And I just think that he would be better suited being on the team on his own, but he wants to win a championship. So that's why he's with the Lakers right now.
probably he left. He probably didn't. Said if they had a real team that hopefully win something, he probably would have stayed. But they didn't have nothing there for him to build around. He could have kept putting up triple doubles every year, but he wasn't going to win anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's the stat stuffer. I mean, he's one of the best stat
Yeah,
stuffer since Oscar Robertson. And I just think that I just don't believe that Westbrook should get as much blame as he's getting because let's go ahead and look at the Lakers as a whole. The Lakers are not being coached well. Let's
no,
go ahead. They're not being coached well. You don't see the hustle. LeBron James got a whole bunch of old players and put them on one team. He
bro.
went and got
From the jump when they picked up all these old dudes, it ain't going to work, man. You got to have a better mix of young and old. You can't just have all 35 plus year old guys on your team. Then you're going to win the NBA championship. It don't work like that.
And my thing is, you went and got Dwight Howard when you could have kept JaVale McGee, who was showing he still has a lot of basketball left in him down in Phoenix. You go and you get rid of Marcus Gasol. He could have been doing better than some of these guys that they had. You get rid of Rondo. If you're gonna keep some of these older guys, those are some of the older guys that you should have got because you
Yeah,
understand Rondo has two different gears: his regular season Rondo and his playoff Rondo. And
yeah.
playoff Rondo has always seemed to come up big, and he's in Cleveland, and I believe he's going to help those young kids over in Cleveland make a push in the Eastern Conference, man, because playoff Rondo is a different Rondo than the regular season Rondo.
Yeah, that's true. Because he'll go all season and miss clutch shots. When he gets to the playoffs, he's clutching the playoffs for some reason. Rondo, he definitely has that in him, man. But who's your sleeper team in the East then?
In the Eastern Conference, my
Yeah.
sleeper team, man, I still have to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's
Mm-hmm.
because we mentioned on the show earlier is Karis LeVert pickup. He's that guy that come in without an ego. And I
Yeah.
think that a lot of teams like a Cleveland are young. They got a lot of energy, a lot of young players that can play. Karis
Yeah.
LeVert comes in, he can give you 20, 25 points per game, and it doesn't affect anything that they do offensively
That's
or
true.
defensively. And
That's
you
true.
got guys like what's my guy, the center, Jared Allen. Jared Allen, he got somebody that said something about him at the All-Star game because he just had a plain hoodie on and some jeans. And he
Yeah.
was, you see that? And he was like, man, what I'm supposed to have a gold chain on? Man, that guy just wants to play basketball, man. And you want guys that's not flashy. You want guys that's going to come in and do their job. And they look like Cleveland has definitely done that. And
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Bickerstaff Jr. should definitely be up for Coach of the Year, if not Coach of the Year, man. If he's not Coach of the Year, it's something wrong, man.
Bro, they three games out of being the first seed in the East, man. Who would have thought that?
And they lost Colin Sexton, and they lost Ricky Rubio, who they end up trading. But they lose two of their best players do mid-season, and it seemed like they got better. This Garland kid, man,
He's the.
hey,
I was in
he
the All-Star game. Him and DeJounte Murray, those two guys really showed really good in the All-Star game.
I was gonna put my Spurs hat on just for Murray, man. We don't have a lot to celebrate in San Antonio right now, and I know that's your hometown, but that's my favorite team, and it's just like I don't know at least we have a centerpiece to build around right now. We got a centerpiece to build around. I think that we can get a down low player to match up with Murray, man. But right now, man, is if we can't somehow get like a Karl Anthony Towns from Minnesota or something like that, if we can pry them away from Minnesota, man, I think that, I think they'll be back to what we used to seeing. You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying? But
here in the local media, man, I listen to a lot of sports show radio here and the local news. Spurs don't get respect. We only got Murray barely made the All-Star game, and Spurs never got any respect. When you're a small market, you don't have a superstar. That's going to happen.
and even when they had great teams with Tim Duncan, they really still didn't get respect. Like I said, I've been a Spurs.
Because the type of game that they play, the Spurs just played basketball.
And that's what you want.
And all that other stuff, all they care about was winning, and that don't sell. I'm
It,
sorry. It is what it is.
and that's true. I've been a
Yeah,
Spurs fan since '87 when they drafted David Robertson, man, and they have never been a sexy pick. But when you look back when they was able to get Tim Duncan, I don't even know if he ever said a word. I've never heard really Tim Duncan speak, and it's just like he did his job. And they went and got a lot of players that's similar to Tim Duncan. They went and got Tony Parker. They went and got Manu Ginobili. Guys like Bruce Bowen. They always got complementary pieces to win championships. And I can go on record to say, even though I'm a Spurs fan, they never had one of the top teams of all time. They just, like you said, they went and played basketball. And when they played, they dominated you.
The Spurs
They,
almost ran. They were in a top 3 NBA team for 20 plus years, bro.
absolutely.
Right there in the mix for since '99, since they won their first championship. The Spurs, you can't never count them out. You might not talk about them, on the media and all that other stuff, but the real NBA players and fans know the Spurs are a problem.
And the thing, the Spurs are the New England Patriots of the NBA. They were
Minus,
just minus the cheating, absolutely.
I
Minus the
agree.
cheating. But as an organization, the longevity means a lot, especially with free agency being what it is. And you
Yeah.
really, if you think about it, the Spurs really never got any key free agents to come play down there. The biggest free agent I believe they had was like Richard Jefferson a couple years
Uh,
ago.
LaMarcus Aldridge is probably their biggest free agent, and it didn't work
Yeah,
out.
it didn't really work out. It didn't pan out like they thought. And they got him, and he was very long in the tooth when he got there. He
And
had
plus,
maybe one.
they thought they were getting the next Tim Duncan, and he's nothing close to Tim Duncan.
I think if he would have got him at a younger age and they could have groomed him a little better, they got him. He had already had some great years in Portland. And when he
Yeah.
got there, he just didn't give us what we needed. You know what I'm saying? So, when you look at, you're not going to really get any free agents to come to San Antonio. I don't know why, even though we got a championship pedigree.
Well, I think if Murray is new, he's in the same camp with LeBron and those guys. He had the same agent, so they might be able to help with lowering some free agents to San Antonio. And Murray keeps going All-Star game, gets to talking to these guys, hanging out with them. So possibly they get some guys to come down here to the Riverwalk and hopefully build that franchise back to what they used to be. Plus, we got to figure out who's going to be the next coach. Because Popovich, if I was a betting man, which I am sometimes, I would bet that he's probably going to retire after this year, man.
No, I can't see Pop retiring, man. I think Pop got about 3 or 4 more years left in him, man.
He's 71 years old.
Hey, you do what you love, man. If you love to do it, I don't care how old you are. Look at Nick Saban. Nick Saban, 72.
Yeah, but how fun is it when you're not really winning anymore?
Yeah, but sometimes you can't win every year. They won 5
I,
championships in like a 20-year span. So I
I,
mean, you gotta let somebody win sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the
But
man been on the same job since they fired their coach back in the mid '90s. He's been the head coach since then. He's been there for a long time, bro.
I think it was like what 93 or something like that.
20,
94.
90. I want to say it was 97.
No, it was before 97 because that's when they got Tim Duncan. So I think it
Oh,
was like I want to say
fired you
about 93, 94 or something like that.
before they had David Robinson. That's when all the players were hurt. That's when they ended
Yeah.
up getting Duncan. Well, it might have been like 95, 96. He's been the coach.
Somebody can check us on that. But
Yeah,
I was just watching the Herd. He had put a takeout that I had said probably about 2 months ago, and he was saying the
he steals
Lakers.
time too, bro.
Say what?
He steals my stuff all the time too. Go ahead.
And guess what? 2 months ago, I put it on my TikTok page. I can go back and look at when I put it and when he put his take up, and I just seen it today. He said he thinks the Lakers should trade LeBron James. I said that 2 months ago, and everybody looked at me like I had two heads. They're like, why would they? I said because LeBron James, as great as he is, he's the only person that had true value in a trade. If
Yeah,
you look at everything LeBron James has done, he has left every situation in bad turmoil, but they end up turning around. Cleveland turned around. Look at them now. Miami turned around, but he
yeah,
left them in shambles.
yeah.
He's going to do the same thing with the Lakers, because when he walks, you're getting nothing for him. So
Nope.
guess what? You got an aging AD. You're going to have a Westbrook that nobody want. You got a whole bunch of one contract guys. The Lakers are going to be worse than they was when they had Kobe if they don't find a way to move LeBron James before his contract is up. I said this because if LeBron, like you just said, if LeBron James don't move and go to another team, I don't think he can win a championship. Not with LA,
No.
you know. And he already said he want to play with his son in the next couple of seasons. So that means that a player that will get his son will be like Oklahoma City because they the one with the most draft picks.
Now, people keep saying that he wants to play with his son and then retire. Has anybody asked his son if he wants to play with his dad? I mean,
I mean, his son loves him to death, man.
that's what he wants, but maybe he don't want his dad there this rookie year. He might just want his dad coming to the games.
That's true. The only time I've seen a father-son combination was Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. in baseball when they
Yeah.
played for the Seattle Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just, Ken Griffey Jr. was a phenom. He was one of the best prospects that Major League Baseball had ever seen.
It's
But
Ronnie.
LeBron, That's the question. I don't know if Bronny's that good, but with his dad being who he is, he's gonna be a top 10 pick just with his dad being who
So
he is.
hey, let's throw this out there. So if Ronnie goes to the G League, LeBron will go play in the G League and play with his son.
Well, let me tell you how it's gonna go. This is just my thought process, and y'all can quote me. Make sure we got receipts on this. If they know that Bronny is going to get his dad to play with them, I can see Bronny going a top 5 in the draft just because they know they're gonna get LeBron James to follow. Even
You know,
if he's not that good, even if he's not that good,
you're
I can
right.
see a team that's really desperate picking Bronny, knowing that they're gonna get LeBron in return.
You mean somebody like the Orlando Magic, somebody a team like that? Yeah, you're
I
right.
can I can see that, and I want receipts on that. So anybody watching, make sure y'all know I said it first. I
Hey,
can.
but another thing is, man, the boy's son is what, junior in high school?
Yeah, he got about 2 years. About 2 years.
1 year of college too.
Well, he can go to the G League. He can go to G League once he graduates.
That's still another year LeBron has to wait on this son to come out if he can play with him. So
But
that's
I think LeBron has about 3 to 4 years left in him at this. Not at this level. It's gonna
no,
tail off just a bit. But
yeah.
his body's in tip top condition, man. And I can see LeBron James playing at least till he's 40. It's not impossible because Michael Jordan played till he was 40. So I mean, while LeBron can, and LeBron James is in better shape than what Jordan was.
LeBron's in best shape than anybody I've ever seen in sports history at this age, except for maybe T.O.
Yeah, I think T.O. can play right now too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But I want.
If he would have kept his mouth shut, he probably could have played another 5 years easily.
But we're gonna leave out with this, man. But we always got to talk NFL, man. Uh,
Always.
what do you feel about the combine coming up? It's right around the corner. How do you feel about these quarterbacks that's in the draft right now? How many do you think are gonna go in the first round? Just hypothetical.
I would say possibly 3 of them. They always say every year, "Oh man, we don't know how many quarterbacks are going to go in the first round. We're not really sold on them, but there's always quarterbacks that go in the first round." I would say probably at least 3 of them. What do you
Who
think?
who do you think is gonna come off the board first, though?
The quarterback in Pittsburgh, Pickett.
You like Pickett? I
I know
think I
I don't like him, but I think that's who's going to get drafted first.
I want to go with 3 quarterbacks as well, and I want a sleeper pick with Sam Howell being that 4th quarterback, depending on who is picking it in later rounds that can maybe let him sit for a year or two. But I like Malik Willis coming
Me,
out of Liberty. I just feel
yeah.
like he's going to be the first quarterback off the board, and whatever team does not take him first off the board is going to regret it.
There
You
are rumors
know,
that Pittsburgh is going to move up and try to get him. That's the
but
rumor.
But Pittsburgh don't trade. They don't trade. Pittsburgh is a no negotiation type of organization. I can't see them trading up to get a quarterback. They sitting at the 20 spot. It'll be
Yeah.
a quarterback available, but I can see them making moves maybe in free agency and trying to get like a Russell Wilson in there. Maybe because Kyler Murray's not happy in Arizona.
No,
He's
he's
not
not.
happy.
He's not.
You got Aaron Rodgers, who I can see Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh before he goes to Denver because Pittsburgh, at least he has better weapons and a better organization. And I think that he doesn't have to deal with those quarters. He don't have to deal with Patrick Mahomes twice a year or Justin
Yeah.
Herbert. He'll rather go against Joe Burrow, who is not no slouch, and Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson rather than that division. So I can see him going to Pittsburgh. But I don't know. Maybe Russell, maybe Deshaun Watson. Maybe that's why they brought Brian Flores in because he has a relationship with Deshaun Watson. So maybe
Mhm.
Deshaun Watson go to Pittsburgh. But I can't see them giving up any draft capital. They never have. They never done that. They did it one season to get Mika Fitzpatrick. They did that, but I don't. That's not a formula for Pittsburgh success.
Pittsburgh has always done things the same way, and that's why they've been so successful. They found a good recipe, and they stick to it. They don't change up nothing, and it works.
Because
I
I
mean,
think that
they've had what, 3 coaches over the last 40 years or something
they
like
had
that.
3 coaches. I think in their inception of the league.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it works. They don't just, oh, you had a bad season, we're going to get rid of you. They don't do that in Pittsburgh, and
they
that's
don't really. Pittsburgh. And I hate Pittsburgh. I'm a Cleveland fan, so I
I,
hate Pittsburgh. But you got to respect them. You got to respect what they have done in the draft. And I think at the 20 pick, I think Matt Corral will still be available because I think a lot of teams are going to ease off of him because of that leg injury. And I think he come in and he could be the next Ben.
I don't. I think he's kind of small. I'm not really sold on him, but that kid that from Liberty, I really think he's going to be a good one. That guy Pickett, I think he'll be the first quarterback drafted in the first round. I don't think he's that good, but you never know. We never know. We knew Tom Brady was going to be like what he was
And
by
you know,
by
if
location.
if you look at, and this is what I doing a little research on my own. If you look at the 32 teams in the league, let's count Deshaun Watson as being the starter for the Texans, because if he
Yeah,
wasn't in legal trouble, he would be the starter.
definitely.
24 out of 32 teams have a first-round quarterback starting for them. 30,
Hmm.
24, that's 75% of the NFL. So evidently, picking a quarterback in the first round is the effective method. If you look at the quarterbacks that won Super Bowls, you got more first-round or winning Super Bowls than any other round.
Yeah,
So,
out of those 24 teams, how many would trade their quarterback to get Deshaun Watson right now?
oh, it's a ton of them. I mean, but once again, Deshaun Watson is also a first-round pick, and
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson is
But I would say, if to be honest with you, I would say in the NFL, there's probably 12, maybe 15 good quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
we hype them up. We hype them up in
Yeah,
the preseason, and some of
yeah,
the guys we got to hype up just to sell tickets. But we know a lot of these guys are not that good at quarterback. And I'm a Browns fan, and
yeah.
I think Baker Mayfield is an average. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Let me go ahead and put
No,
that out there. He's a systematic quarterback. And I think with the right tools around him, he can be successful. But you have to lean on the running game. And, this league has ventured off into being a passing league.
uh-huh.
And the days of you having a Walter Payton type running back, that bell cow running back
Yeah,
is long gone. You got Derrick Henry and you got
mm,
Jonathan Taylor.
yeah.
Other than that, you don't have those guys that carry the ball 25, 30 times a game.
Because the teams that tried, like Ezekiel Elliott for the Cowboys, he did it for a few years, but look at him now, man. He's not the same back anymore.
He's not even the best running back on their team. Tony Pollard is the best running back. And I'm not saying that Ezekiel Elliott is bad.
They're stuck with Zeke because he makes so much money. If they get rid of him, all that dead money is going to kill their cap. So they're kind of stuck with him.
Now, I believe if Ezekiel Elliott accepts his role like Jerome Bettis has accepted his role in Pittsburgh, that
Mm-hmm.
will benefit them. Remember when they had Fast Willie Parker and they
Yeah.
went to the Super Bowl? Let
Mm-hmm.
him be the guy that get the carries, and then let Jerome Bettis come in and get those short yardage. I think Ezekiel Elliott, if he accepts that role, he will
Right.
have longevity, and he will also have, I believe, more productivity. Because he ain't gonna break the 50-yard runs no more. That was never his game, even when he came in the league. I mean, when
Uh,
he first got there, yeah, that was it his first 2 years. But after that, he got banged up. He wasn't hitting home runs. Tony Pollard is a home run hitter.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if he can, but Jerry Jones do not want to be wrong. His ego is not going to allow him to be wrong. Hold on, I got a question, my guy. Hey,
You
happy
was,
birthday. Hold on
yeah.
just a second. Y'all, bro, happy birthday, man. He said, do you guys think that Philly keeps Jalen Hurts or makes a move for a trade for a quarterback? What do you think about that?
I think they're gonna give Jalen Hurts another shot, man. He made the playoffs this past year, so why I don't think they would get rid of him unless they can get a big time quarterback. If
I
they can't get one of the big guys, I would keep Jalen Hurts.
my personal professional opinion about Jalen Hurts, I think you keep him. I don't think Philadelphia believes in him. They haven't done enough to put anything around him. They haven't really gave him, they gave him all the same running backs. Every running back on their roster is the same guy. Boston Scott, Miles Sanders,
Yeah.
they're, and then what's the kid? Treadwell, the rookie kid, 14. They're all the same running back. You
But
have to have diversity.
be honest with you, this was his first real year starting. Last year he played some games, but he didn't start from the beginning of the season. Last year was his first real season starting every game. So let's see what he can build off of that. I mean, maybe they're going to go get him some more weapons in the offseason.
And think about it. He got Devontae Smith, who had a very good rookie campaign. If you draft, the Eagles have 3 first-round picks. They got picked 15, 16, and 19. They can go get 3 starters. You can
Yeah,
go get 3 starters with that. You can get a DN to replace Graham. I think Graham is going to retire. I think
yeah.
that he had a great career. He's a little long in the tooth, and it's going to be hard coming back from that knee injury. But you go get you a pass rusher. You go get you
Mm-hmm.
another wide receiver. You got Treylon Burks that may be available. You may
Yes, sir.
have Drake London that may be available. You may have Chris Olave that might be available. So and then you go get you another piece, interior offensive lineman. That right there, I think all their 2 picks on offense and 1 pick on defense. You give Jalen Hurts an opportunity to get out of that elementary offense or that read option. The read option is a thing of the past. Let that boy play football, man.
It
And I
is.
like Jalen Hurts.
That
Philadelphia just has to believe in him. Y'all, bro, y'all need to believe in Jalen Hurts.
that offense holds back the quarterbacks, man. It really does. It really they don't let them really open the wings and show what they can really do because that type of offense, man. I ran that in high school, man.
Right, and they keep missing on receivers.
Russell, hey man, they run the same offense. You can't win NFL games consistently like that. You can get your quarterback hurt.
Oh, absolutely. They got they $50 million. You know what I'm saying? They got cap space. I think
Uh-huh.
defensively, I think they go get him another cornerback defensively. And defensively have really not been there. They're not bad defensively. I just think they need to get Fletcher Cox some help because Fletcher Cox don't have many years left. You know what I'm saying? You want to get that guy a little bit of help on that line. Like I
Yeah,
said, they got them 3 picks. They basically just robbed the Colts because now Carson Wentz is not even going to be the quarterback.
they
They're
ain't.
already. Do you know they're about to cut him?
Yeah, they should.
But only reason I'm gonna say that it was kind of messed up because he did have 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. You know, you don't really have a number 2 out of Pittman Jr. I just think Philly made the best move of last season.
Yeah, they
They
did.
made the best move of last season, and they
Now,
still made the playoffs.
Philly's got these draft picks, but they have to draft well, bro. Just having draft picks don't mean nothing. You got to draft the right players.
And that's true. I think that, like I said, I think they get rid of 2 of those running backs. I think you get rid of 2 of those running backs. You keep Miles Sanders. I like Miles Sanders.
Yeah,
He's had a health issue, but Miles
yeah.
Sanders is a third down back. You take your one a third or fourth round pick and you go get that kid White out of Arizona State. Hey, mark my word on this kid. Go get Rashad White out of Arizona State. Let him be your starter. Let Miles Sanders be your change of pace back. You go get you a wide receiver. Chris Olave may be available. Treylon Burke may be available. You go get one of those guys. You still got Devontae Smith. You
Mm-hmm.
get you an interior offensive lineman and watch them compete with the Cowboys day one.
Hey, bro, anybody that's playing against the Cowboys, I'm pulling for them because believe me, I hate seeing them win anything. So I definitely rather see Philly win something than them Cowboys. But Chris Olave, he's a good wide receiver out of Ohio State. You can never go wrong with Ohio State wide receivers. Ohio State, Alabama put out the best wide receivers right now.
Oh yeah, hey Chris Olave, man, is a smooth route runner, man. That guy has outstanding hands,
Yeah,
and he's one of them guys that play with a quarterback that kind of scramble. He played with Justin Fields, so that'll help him with playing with Jalen Hurts.
yeah. We got a wide receiver, Terry McLaurin out of Ohio State. So believe me, I like them Ohio State wide receivers. So
Well,
and one more thing, man, the Commanders are talking about making a move to get Deshaun Watson. You hear about that rumor?
and that's what I'm about to ask you. You a Commanders fan? Hey, Yarbrough, you got a guy that's a Commanders fan right here.
Let's go.
So what do you feel about the state of the organization? Who's gonna play quarterback if you can't get Deshaun Watson? Do y'all roll with Heineke?
I think looking at all the reports I've been seeing, I think they're going to go after one of the big quarterbacks. I think they're going to go after Watson. They're going to go after Russell. They're going to go after Aaron Rodgers. If they don't get one of those guys, I think they're going to draft a quarterback. That's what I think is going to happen.
They do have the 11th pick. What do you think if they don't get a quarterback? Who do they pick with that 11th selection?
I would take Malik Willis out of Liberty. That's who I would take. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft.
I think that'll be a PR move that they need because right now that organization, as you well know, you're a fan. Daniel Snyder is not running that like it's supposed to be ran. There's so many allegations, so many stories come out of the Washington area. They need to make a big splash and get a face of the franchise because if you really look at the Washington Commanders, who is the face of that franchise?
The right now, I would say the coach.
Rivera?
Ron Rivera is.
And that's because I think that he beat cancer. But let's be real. I've never been a big fan of Rivera. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
Uh-huh.
But he said the Cowboys is the star. Hey, but my thing is, he has not had a winning season with the Commanders yet.
We won the division 2 years ago, brother.
That I'm gonna say it like this, man.
If
That's really nothing to brag about. Everybody had a losing record.
we had one leg, bro. We beat the division with a one-legged quarterback. Am I right?
You did, but that's not. I don't think that's anything to brag about because that division is ridiculous. Oh, Chase. So my thing is defensively, I think you got to give up some of that. Y'all got a very good front four. I think that maybe y'all put Sweat on the market and try to intrigue somebody to give a quarterback up. If y'all put Sweat out there, because I think Sweat is a good pass rusher.
He's really good. He's elite.
And then y'all get Chase Young back healthy. The secondary, that's got some holes in it. But
The
what
rumor is they're going to give up Chase Young and some draft picks to get Deshaun Watson. That's the rumor.
if I'm the Texans, I take that right now. I take it right now because
I'm doing it right now, bro. I'm not wasting any time. Let's make this trade happen right now.
But the problem is when you bring Deshaun Watson in, he hasn't been cleared of his legal allegations going on, and
Holding everything up.
And the NFL is going to slap him with an 8 to 10 game suspension. Can y'all afford to, if y'all do make this trade, That'll mean he hadn't played football in 2 years.
Yeah.
Can y'all afford to, as an organization, afford to give up that much draft capital and that much young talent to bring a quarterback in that may not even play for you and hadn't played for 2 seasons? Is it worth it?
Yeah, bro, I'm a very patient man being a Washington fan, so I'm willing to wait.
Hey, I'm a Browns fan, so I might be a little bit more patient than you.
Hey, bro, I'm stacking these bad seasons up like Lego blocks, man. I'm used to them, so if I know down the line half the season I'm going to get back, I'm gonna get a Deshaun Watson. I'm with it.
Well, let's stay in the division. Let's go ahead and make this a segment about the NFC East. We already talked about the Eagles. We done talked about the Commanders. We done talked about the Cowboys. So the last team is the New York Giants. And they last for a reason because they normally end in last every year. They GM stepped down. They got a new GM. They trying to bring they want to see what they got with Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
I don't even let me stop calling him that. Daniel Jones, because he's not Danny Dimes. I ain't seen him. He has the most turnovers since he's been in the league. He has the most multi turnovers in one game since he came into the league. He hasn't been healthy. Saquon Barkley hasn't been the guy they thought he was going to be. Kenny Galladay was a bust in free agency. Evan Ingram was not the guy they thought they was going to be. Their offensive line is in shambles.
What? Well, now this guy Kenny Galladay is a really good receiver. I think that the offense wasn't set, and man, because we already know Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback.
Right. But I don't think New York knows he's not a good quarterback.
How good a receiver you are, if your quarterback can't get you the ball, you're gonna have some problems.
That is true, but Galladay still came into the season limping.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it happened with us this year. We picked up the guy, I can't think of his name right now, from Carolina, Samuels. We picked him up from the Carolina Panthers. Oh, man, he's going to be that slot receiver. That dude played 2 games all year, man.
But if he come back healthy, he will be a dividend. But
hopefully get him back next year and he's healthy because he can be a big part of our offense no matter who the quarterback is. But yeah, but back to the Giants, they got a lot of holes on their team, man.
What they said, I can't hear. I'm sorry.
Who's the Giants hire as their new coach?
They got Del Boa from Buffalo, the offensive coordinator from Buffalo.
Offensive coordinator from Buffalo, right?
Yeah. Hey, fact check me on if I'm saying his name correctly. The Boa, is that right?
I know you're talking about, yeah, because that was the whole issue with the
Brian Flores situation.
In the text messages, yeah, you're right.
But
I do thank Brian.
But they said they wasted away Saquon Barkley's career, but Saquon Barkley has not been healthy and not had played a full season since his rookie campaign. And we know that picking a running back that high in the draft is a very, very risky pick. Nobody has really been able to sustain excellence except for Adrian Peterson being picked that high.
Now they got to decide if they want to sign him to a long-term contract.
I don't think you should. But the Giants like to give away money. The New York Giants like to give away money. I used to really think they were one of the best ran organizations. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think the Giants really suffer from the top down. They were supposed to get that offensive line together. That may be the worst offensive line in the NFL. That may be the worst offensive line in the NFL.
Well, it starts with I think they have good ownership. I think they've been hiring the wrong GMs lately.
Yeah, that's bad ownership. Because if you're hiring bad people, you got bad hiring practices. That goes on and it goes from the top down. And it starts trickling down to your players. They should have never selected Daniel Jones with that 6th pick. No. They should have never selected Daniel Jones. I don't think they should have selected Saquon Barkley with that 4th pick. They done had top 10 picks, and they have not hit on those picks. They have not hit on those picks.
Point talking about Philly with all those picks. Get those picks, but you got to pick the right players, man.
But the thing about Philadelphia is when you got pick 15, 16, and 19, you're not expecting those guys to come in and be superstar players right away. You give them a little bit more time because of their draft selection. But I'm talking about when you got a top 10 pick, a top 5 pick, you have to hit on those picks. And that's the problem. When you look at great teams around the league, those GM hit on those picks. If you want to be a great coach, you need a GM that makes the right selections for you. Let's go ahead and put it out there. The Cincinnati Bengals. And I hate to say, trust me, I just almost threw up in my mouth to say the Cincinnati Bengals has actually made great selections. Let's go down memory lane. Before 5 years ago, they used to pick guys that didn't even play. David Klingler. They went and got Achilles Smith. They went and got some Harold Green, Kajana Carter. Kajana Carter. They have not selected well, but guess what? The last five, 6 seasons, they picked Joe Mixon, 2nd round pick. They picked Joe Burrow, first round pick. They picked T. Higgins, second round pick. They hit on Jamar Chase, first round pick. They hit on Tyler Boyd, third round pick. They hit on Jesse Bates, fourth round pick. They have been hitting all on, and everybody I named showed their value to getting them to the Super Bowl.
If the Bengals fix that cornerback situation and they fix the offensive problem, bro.
And all they got, and the thing about it, they have a ton of money. They have a ton of money that they can go get some of these offensive linemen. But the thing about it, they've been picking offensive linemen. They offensive linemen just haven't been panning out. Yeah. So what they need to do is get them an offensive line coach.
When we talk, they got to get this coaching that has a lot to do with it too.
Absolutely.
You got to have the right. If you have a bad offensive line coach, man, the chemistry ain't going to be there. And
think about it. Ron Gronkowski said if he wants to come back, he wants to play for the Bengals. That's scary. That's scary.
Like Joe Burrow, man. I don't know what it is. People like this kid.
Hey, man, that's because Macaulay Culkin done grew up, man. That's why they like him, man.
Like that dude, man. He's a good player, though. Joe Burrow is really good, man. He's got a quarterback in the league.
And the scary thing, man, I always say this, man, because I live up here with all these Bengal fans, and you hear all these Bengal reports.
Sure.
Listen, man, if Burrow was on the Cleveland Browns, we would have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's all, and I don't want to keep giving Baker Mayfield a bad name because Baker Mayfield needs respect, and I'm gonna tell you why Baker Mayfield needs respect. He took a 1-31 team that was in complete shambles, that hadn't made the playoffs or hadn't even sniffed the playoffs in almost double-digit seasons. He come in. Not only did he make the playoffs, but he also beat the arch rival Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. So for me, even if this is his last year as a Brown, he's always gonna be a legend to me. Mm-hmm. Because to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cleveland is like Christmas in July. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't happen too often. So he's going to always be a legend to me, regardless if he plays well next year or not. But we do need a quarterback that can take us to the next level, because I think we got next level talent.
Yeah, y'all do. Cleveland has one of the best rosters in the league, man. They just missing that quarterback to play consistent. That might be Mayfield. He just got to play better, man. Bottom line, he comes back healthy. And he needs to stop being so thin-skinned, man, worrying about what media says about him out fans. Don't worry about that. Keep your head down, focus on getting yourself better.
But you know what?
Man, that's going to happen.
He already deactivated all his social media accounts. His wife deactivated all his social media accounts. So right now, he probably in the gym right now. Look, I want Baker. Listen, out of anybody on this planet, I want Baker Mayfield to be successful. Trust and believe. But it's a business, and I'm also a fan. If you cannot be successful, I need you to step aside and let somebody else get that mantle. Because there's no way you can have another 4-interception performance when we was on the break of making the playoffs. It's no possible way that you can have that type of performance when we're right on the cusp of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. But hopefully the Browns get things together and they can playoffs where I think they belong with the talent they have. Because, that window small in the NFL, man. It's not the NBA. NFL, that window, you might got about 5 years. You got to try to get you a championship run out of that. If not, you be starting all over again real quick.
And nobody wants to see another mass rebuild for the Browns. Nobody in Cleveland. I don't think anybody in the NFL want to see another rebuild mode, because that's what we're seeing in Detroit. Detroit rebuilds every 2 years. Sometimes you got to go ahead and take those lumps and understand and trust the process, like the Philadelphia 76ers, man.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
But what you got for us on the way out? What you got for everybody?
Hey, man, surprise you with my NBA Finals picks, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it out there right now with people that are listening, man. I'm gonna go in the Eastern Conference. I'm gonna go Joel Embiid and the Sixers gonna get to the finals.
Ooh, okay.
I got them playing the Warriors.
Hey, it's gonna be receipts, man. We can go back and look at this. You understand, all right?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna put it on my Instagram. We're gonna go back and check it. Who you got?
Who you got winning though?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Sixers win the championship.
Oh, you think
this year, man? I really want to beat, man. My son been telling me for years how good he is, but now he's really healthy and he's really proven how good of a player he really is. Now those Bucks, you gotta watch out for those Bucks in that East. But I think the Sixers gonna be able to get him if James Harden comes in there and plays some decent basketball. They'll be good. They've been winning without him, so he can just only add to the team, hopefully.
But they did lose 2 starters. They lost Drummond and they lost Seth Curry. But
Drummond was a
I thought they put in Yeah, I thought they was putting him in there with Embiid. I thought maybe he was starting when Embiid was out. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's nothing
But
big. I stay healthy. If he does that, I got Philly win the championship against the Warriors. What about you?
whew, hey, listen, I got that.
Can't
I
say
got
Kyrie, bro. I know you want to say it.
no, I got that boy Giannis. Giannis in the Bucks, man. Until somebody dethrone them boys, I just don't think nobody in the Eastern Conference has enough to stop him in that interior. When he wants to go, even though he only go right, okay, why can't you stop him then?
Yep.
If he only goes right, why can't y'all stop him? Why is he dropping 50 points and 15 rebounds against the best competition? So until somebody stops that man.
That's because he a bull, bro. I'm
Exactly.
but you can't get in front of me. You gonna get
Right.
run over.
I like Milwaukee to try to defend their title against. I'm gonna go with Golden State, but I got Golden State winning it. I got Golden State winning it, and it's gonna go 7 though. But I got Golden State winning it because I think Golden State will have home court advantage. I think Golden State wins it. So make sure we got this documented that I got Golden State over Milwaukee.
Hey, between now and the finals, we're probably gonna change this 10 times so we can talk about this again.
Oh, absolutely. But I want to make sure if I'm right, I want to have my receipts, man.
Hey, so we're gonna go with the original pick, huh?
I'm gonna go to the original pick. Right now I got Milwaukee. Uh, and I don't want to go into if it's COVID or injuries. I don't like getting into all that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Milwaukee. Right now, Milwaukee against the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors have home court advantage. Golden State Warriors win in 7.
I got Philly. Let's see what happens.
You got Philly in 7?
It's 6.
Got them at 6.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, we're gonna definitely revisit it. Uh, we'll be back soon. When we gonna go back for the people, man.
We can get back the weekend next week. You let me know when you're free, brother. We got different schedules and stuff, so we'll work it out.
All right. Well, we definitely get back, man. Give y'all more sports, man. We give y'all what y'all looking for, man. Hey, push requests in there. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about, man. Let us know.
All right. Peace out, brother.
Peace.
All right. Scooby, your long last.